Hello and welcome to a brand new Synth soundset walkthrough. Today we're looking at Diva, and it is a marvellous synth, and I know some of you still don't have it and you really need to sort that out. So what are we looking at today? Oh, actually, do you know what? I'm going to interrupt myself. Well, there's no one else here to interrupt me, so it might as well be me. Before we go any further, I've had a complete revamp of my website, www.theunfinished.co.uk. With brand new sort of design across the board. The shop's been updated so you can see all the products in one page rather than having to flick through, so the filter works nicely now. There's a big news section where I've written about the projects I've worked on, and I'm going to be keeping that updated. And what else is there? There's a new bespoke section, so if you're looking for me to come and do some synth programming for you, there's loads of information there. It includes case studies of jobs that I've already done, so like films and TV and games and stuff. Anyway, advert over. Do go and check it out. It's lovely. And it took me a week to do so. Please do go and have a look and make me think it was worthwhile. Anyway, back to Diva. So today we're looking at Diva Praxis, which is basically a soundset aimed pretty squarely at analog synth scoring. So if you're a fan like me of the Ex Machina soundtrack, or you like artists like Disaster Piece, or Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross's stuff, Gone Girl in particular, I thought was a fantastic soundtrack last year. So it's got that kind of vibe. It's dark, it's a bit smeary and grimy and drifty and noisy, but there's also some pretty moments, particularly in the pad section. So it's got, you can do beautiful stuff with it, but it's always going to have that kind of evil edge to it, I guess. It's very much like Rosamund Pike's character in Gone Girl, basically. You know, she's pretty, but she's dangerous. Something like that. I have not put my headphones on, so I can't hear a damn thing that I'm going to be playing. That's ridiculous. There we go, that's better. And now I have the advantage of being able to hear my voice in one ear, which is always exciting. Okay, shut up, Bowdler, and play some tunes. So it's a few little arps. So you're probably feeling there's that sort of delicate, drifty, something not quite right about them, but still quite pretty vibe going on. This one's super drifty. So it's really quite sort of, it's got lo-fi stuff, but there's also some pretty stuff as well. So it's there's light and dark, but all of it's got a kind of sinister quality about it still. Oh, and of course, there's always something in the mod wheel. One thing that I haven't done yet that I need to do before I release it is you can now is it up here? Yeah, you can tag patches. Look at that. not a massive amount of options, but still quite useful, I think. So I'll be doing that. Yeah, so if you do a zombie movie, this ought to suit you quite well. Not this patch, the whole sound set. That is a deep bass. That's the mod wheel. So yeah, there's basically all these patches have been designed to have that sort of little element of out of controlness that tries to mimic classic analog synths. So that's more of a sort of. It's not really, but it's certainly not designed to sound like that. And it's not really going for the creamy sort of analog sound, this soundset. So it's not so much your Oberheims and your sequential circuit stuff. It's more sort of aimed, I suppose, at ARP style synths, I would roughly suggest. But you know, you can make your own mind up about that when you buy it. Super wondery bass, this one. I like this one a lot. Although that's a bit weird, isn't it? What's going on there? We'll do octave and save that. Only one drum sound in here. Just a bit of a distorted kick sweep. Some little keys. That one's rather nice. I mean, I've worked on this quite a little while ago. And I had been listening to Disaster Pieces It Follows soundtrack, which hasn't really fed into this so much, but if you do like Disaster Pieces, you really need to check out his new game soundtrack, Hyper Light Drifter, which is amazing, really atmospheric, really analog. It's really quite lovely. And there go my big blundering hands. couple of loops. But not so many on this one. But that will be remedied in a future Diva soundset. Ooh, what's this here? Ooh, Praxis 2. Can't guarantee it'll be called that when it gets released though. Hang on. I just noticed I've still got accuracy on us. Great. We'll go back to draft because whilst I'm going through the pads. So there's a bit of a focus on slightly lo-fi sounds in the pads. That one's a bit heavy on the CPU, which some of them will be, but I did manage to get on the demo track that I've done. If you take a listen to that one, there's 23 instances of Diva at draft accuracy, and whilst not all of them are playing at the same time, there's a big bit at the end where it's got about 6 or 7 different pad patches all playing over the top of each other, which I seem to get away with. And I've not got the fastest computer in the world. I mean, I have spent a bit of money on it, but it's not otherworldly. It's not run by NASA or anything. I suppose in some of the sounds there's a little bit of Boards of Canada stuff as well, which always ends up drifting into the analog sphere, doesn't it? And if you want to get rid of some of the pitchiness, it's where's it doing it on this one? I picked one where I'm not quite sure where it's doing. Beyond the cross mod in there, in particular, and there's tiny little increments in the LFO on that one, which will you really don't need very much to get that nice sort of sound that you want. Rather lovely Juno pads that he uses quite often on his stuff. And If you do like Oliver Arnold's Spitfire audio, I've just posted a really interesting crib video with him where he talks about his studio in Reykjavik and goes through all his lovely hardware gear and his sort of approach to writing and stuff. It's really fascinating. Oliver's always a really entertaining and amusing guy as well. A nice sort of subtle, dark, Icelandic sense of humour that he has there. So this pad is basically what Praxis is all about. There's a really nice pad in there, but there's sort of something a little in-harmonic going on. And it gets worse with the mod wheel on it, I think. It totally buggers it up and I love it. Queen of Blood, that's bound to be cheery, right? And here's one of my favourite patches. If you're on my Facebook group, you'll already know about this one because I shared my recreation of basically the space capsule pad from Flash Gordon's soundtrack. I can't remember how it goes now. I'll screw it. I'm going to give it a go, but I'm going to screw it up, I'm sure. Yeah, already got it wrong. We'll just play something else. That was completely wrong, but that's nice sort of string synth sound. Some quite nice dark house music with some of these sounds as well, if you're inclined. I don't know how many of the people that follow my work are doing deep and dark house. Probably not very many, but there you go. Okay, so we've got some soundscapes. Let's not pretend they're going to be anything other than fairly sort of dark and twisted, but hopefully quite usable too. That one's very It Follows, actually, isn't it? So they're good for sort of just a little bit of movement in the background. I think I've mentioned this 100 times before, but I do like being able to do sort of twisted soundscape, which is just synthesis, you know, not relying on organic or sample stuff. I think there's just something slightly more agreeable about it, I think. I'm being a purist there, aren't I? I should stop doing that. No children allowed. I wonder why. a slightly Flash Gordon vibe about it as well. You imagine Ming the Merciless coming in. Nice sip of coffee. As I say, these are designed to be usable, not just sort of showy-offy, weird and crazy sounds. That's part of the reason I probably am never going to get into the whole sort of modular synthesis thing. That every time I see a video with someone with a great big modular setup, they're making wholly unusable sounds. Right, we've got one SFX patch. I can't even remember what it's detuned alarm called. I'm not really sure how this one sounds actually. It was quite a nice deep end on that. So if you're doing a dystopian sci-fi thing, this is going to be good for you. I seem to say that about rather a lot of my soundsets. What does that tell you? I don't know. So into the sequence section. Now this is where it gets even crazier. There are some very, very sort of odd noises. And there's me, less than a minute ago talking about modular synthesis things that aren't terribly useful. And here it says, dirty modular bleeps and bloops. I've blops, sorry. Probably was supposed to say bloops, but I've gone for blops. And it doesn't make any difference. So yes, this is a slightly more crazy section in the sequences. I will happily admit that. And that's quite deliberate. It was just basically a bit of fun. They're not all as crazy as this one, though. That is pretty much the weirdest one. But if you really want to do some dark stuff, then these sequences are a great starting point. Well, that one's a bit sensible. What's the mod will do on this one, I wonder? Breaks it. Oh well, there you go. And then finally we're into the synth section. Synths, it's basically something that doesn't quite qualify as a key or a lead, I suppose. Maybe stabby stuff for chords, or just sort of synthy hits and stuff. So that's kind of a synth brass sound that's, personally I wouldn't quite put in the pad section. That's got quite nice detuning on the mod wheel, isn't it? Mod wheel turns into a dark, lush bass. Let's find out if that's true. Oh, that's quite fun. Well, I would say that was a good place to end us anyway, but we might as well finish on the final sound. Okay. Well, that's a bit of a walkthrough of Diva Praxis. I hope you enjoyed what you heard and you fancy some strange but lovely analog synth sounds. Yes, so this will be out on Friday. I can't remember what the date is on Friday. I'm never very good at remembering what the date is anymore. Yeah, brain's gone. Sorry, brain has completely gone. But it'll be out on Friday. It'll be £19.99 plus VAT. Yes, so it'll be available on my brand new redesigned website, which I'm going to urge you towards again. It's a thing of beauty, I reckon. Hopefully it's a bit easier to use, easier to navigate, and there's a bit more interesting information on there. Some stuff you can browse. I'm going to be putting on there probably next week. I did a Synth World Cup, World Cup of soft synths, where I took 32 soft synths that I either own or that I've used in the recent past, and drew them into 8 groups of 4, and then 2 qualified from that, and then it goes into a knockout round. And basically, I've just been sort of comparing them, how I use them, what I like about them, that kind of thing, and you get all the way through to the final to see whether your favourite synth has won. Has it? Has it though? How has Diva fared? Who can say? All will be revealed. Okay, right, so we'll wind up this video. Oh yes, one more thing I'm going to mention, because only the most dedicated will have got this far. A lot of people seem to be putting... Well, not a lot of people. A few people recently put negative comments on my Omnisphere 2 walkthrough video, saying that I talk too much. Well, yes, I do. I do talk too much. I talk too much in my videos because that's the only way that they remain entertaining for me, unfortunately. If I just sat here and played sounds, I'd go a bit mad. So, yeah, apologies to all you crying man babies who have discovered that the internet is not specifically targeted to your wants and needs. Unfortunately, there are other people in the world who do things differently to you, and you're just going to have to accept that. Lovely. Okay, well, thanks again for watching, and I hope that you will enjoy listening to and purchasing Diva Praxis, and if you do, feel free to share some stuff that you use it on with me, because I'm always interested to find out what people are using my stuff on. I'm going to be putting that on my website in my news section. You know, if you've been using it on a TV show or a film or a game soundtrack or a web series or on your brand new album or, you know, anything like that, anything you think is interesting. Well, you wouldn't have done it if you didn't think it was interesting, I suppose. Oh, I really am waffling now. Okay, I'm just going to go away. I've clearly not had enough coffee. And I don't even have caffeine in my coffee, so that's not going to help either. Right, ta-ta for now, and see you soon. Bye.